Man, man, oh man, oh man. We haven't even had our first game, and we're already dealing with injuries. This is a concern. This is a serious concern. Man, this sucks too because, tonight it's the first day of football. We're all excited. This was going to be a nice stream for me before the game. I was just going to sit back and celebrate football coming back, but instead, we've got the injury bugs hitting Baltimore. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Well, no one's enjoying their day right now if you're a Ravens fan. This is a nightmare, man. This is a nightmare. Yeah, Joshua, you're right. It's 2015 all over again. This is terrible. These injuries are piling up. You know what? We all saw the signs. We saw the signs early on when, we had that first week of training camp where everybody was fine. Then you got to the second week, and all of a sudden, all our receivers are injured. They're getting nicked up here, nicked up there, small injury here, a small injury there. And next thing you know, we have up to 21 people missing practice. Like 21 here and then 18 players another day. Our entire offensive line not having that time to gel. And it's been crazy. It's been completely crazy. Nothing but injuries for the Ravens. Humphrey was another one who dealt with an injury. He missed some time and came back. Jimmy Smith, who was dealing with the ankle injury, he recently came back. But yeah, early on in training camp, we were already seeing the injuries. We were just hoping it wouldn't get worse than what it already was. But it started to get worse and worse, and eventually it led to the first injury with LJ Fort suffering that injury right there, tearing his ACL in the second game against the Panthers. Then, in the final preseason game, J.K. Dobbins tears his ACL. And then next thing you know, Justice Hill's out for the season. And now we're at our latest situation with both Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards. And what makes this one terrible is that it seems that both of these injuries were on freak accidents. They were non-contact freak accident plays. So maybe it's the field. Maybe the conditions out there in Baltimore aren't great. I don't know. But all these injuries happening, something got to be wrong with the field because I understand accidents happen. Injuries, they just happen. You can't control them. But this many injuries? Wow. 4 ACLs and 1 torn Achilles. It's been horrible, Joshua. It's been horrible. These injuries are piling up, man. These injuries are really piling up, and it's getting scary. It really feels like 2015 all over again. The season hasn't even started, and this is already happening. Ravens flock, we will be okay. We still have LJ, our receivers, in the top 5 defense, along with the best kicker in the league. We will overcome and fight harder from here on out. Oh, yeah, definitely. We have our guys, Even though Marcus Peters is going to be gone, potentially, we'll see what happens with that. If he's out for the season, he's out for the season. Even with that, we still have depth in our secondary, so we have guys that can replace Marcus Peters, and they can just play that role. But that's still a heavy loss. Losing Marcus Peters is a heavy loss, but we'll just have to deal with it there. And even though we lost Gus, we'll still be able to manage. As long as we have Lamar, we're good. As long as we have Lamar, we will be able to manage. It won't be easy, but we can definitely manage. What's going on, everybody? But yeah, still can't believe we lost the entire running back room from last season. Yeah, bro, we literally went from having J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and like Tyson Williams as well as Justice Hill to start off the season. We went from that to Tyson Williams, Le'Veon Bell, Trenton Cannon, and Devontae Freeman. What? Now, if this was 2016, having Le'Veon Bell and having Devontae Freeman, that would be something special. But this isn't 2016, so you got to deal what you got to deal with there. But yeah, as long as you still have Lamar, we'll be fine. And that part you talked about with the receivers, we'll see how that part goes because the receivers have already been dealing with injuries. We already know Rashad Bateman, he's not going to be back until week 3 or week 4. Same for Miles Boykin. Both of them were put on IR. So, they're not going to be back. They're not going to start the season. And we're basically going to go into this game against the Raiders with our receiving core being Hollywood Brown, Sammy Watkins, Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, and Tylan Wallace. So that's still a good core, and we just hope for the best that these guys can stay healthy, but we don't know, man. We don't know. Also, Nick Boyle, he's also coming off of his knee injury, and he has to pace himself. He's not going to be ready. So, man, this is a concern. This is like a real concern right now, guys. Like I'm actually concerned for the season. You've got this many season-ending injuries before the season even starts. Good Lord. And this right here, this is what played into my factoring of who's going to win the AFC North. I still think the Ravens are going to make the playoffs despite all these injuries. It's just that these injuries are going to set us back in some areas, and it's already tough. You lose a guy like Marcus Peters in your secondary. Man, that's rough. Like the Gus Edwards one, that's definitely tough. But as long as you have Lamar, you can manage. Losing Marcus Peters, we have depth there, but no matter who you put there, you're not going to be able to match that impact that Marcus Peters brings. So it's like, man. Yeah, you're right about that, Sam. Now we have to sign running backs off the street. You got to sign anybody. I think we should be fine, to be honest, as long as Lamar can carry the load on offense. It's going to be another year of Lamar carrying the load on offense. So, I mean, honestly, in terms of losing Gus Edwards, our running game, I've spoken on this before. Many of us have spoken on this. As long as you have Lamar as your starting quarterback and he's in the backfield right there, he's under center, commanding the offense, we're going to be fine with the running game because the threat of Lamar Jackson is always going to give opportunities to our running backs. So as long as Le'Veon and Devontae and Cannon, like as long as these guys can capitalize on that, they should be fine. They're going to be able to eat. So it really just depends on this passing game. But the receivers can stay healthy and this passing game can just completely take off. This will not be an issue for us moving forward. So it really comes down to the passing game. Because if this passing game is flowing and it's vibing and it's just going and it's working and they're executing, then I don't think the loss we have in our running back situation will be that bad. So we'll just have to see with that, man. I think we have to stay positive during this difficult time. Oh yeah, we still gotta stay positive. We'll be fine with this, Yolanda. We'll be fine. We did suffer some losses, but we're gonna be fine. It shouldn't be that bad to the point where, oh my God, season's over. You've lost some players, it's definitely tough, but overall, the Ravens are gonna be fine. Maybe a little bit of a setback, but we will still be fine. As long as the injuries don't continue. That's where my fear is coming in. I don't know if the injuries are going to continue. I'm just hoping it won't. I'm not panicking because the season isn't over. Well, the season hasn't officially started. So, yeah, it can't be over until it at least starts. So, we'll see what happens with that. If we win the Super Bowl, this will be one of the biggest comebacks from adversity. Oh, yeah, starting off the season with losing several main starters. Yeah, if we find a way to win the Super Bowl in a conference with the Chiefs and the Browns and the Titans and all this other competition, and then you somehow manage to beat who comes out of the NFC, which will probably be the Bucs, maybe the Packers, then yeah, this will be an amazing story. It will definitely be an amazing story. Yeah, we just need a running back to hit holes and catch out the backfield. You're going to have guys, Freeman and Bell can definitely do that, so you're not going to have a problem with that. As long as they can, be productive and contribute, we should be fine. Hope you guys can get healthy, especially before your game against my Steelers, because despite us being rivals, I want us to be a great competitive game as it should be. Yeah, I do want it to be a great competitive game. Hopefully the injuries do not continue, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here, man. What's going on, Matthew? Hope you're enjoying your day. Are the Ravens going to be the 49ers of 2021? I hope not. I really hope not. But, well, I mean, we wouldn't be the 2021 of the Niners. We'll just be the 2015 Ravens because we went through this exact same situation. So it is what it is. The season is just starting. Better these things happen now than later in the season. Maybe one of them can come back for the playoffs. You can't come back from a torn ACL and be back for the playoffs. I don't think either. They're done for the season. You tear your ACL, you're done for the season. You can't come back for the playoffs. Is Marcus Peters out too? We're not 100% sure. We don't know about Gus and Marcus Peters' status yet. They haven't officially announced whether or not they have torn their ACLs. All we know is they've suffered significant knee injuries, and it's feared that they've torn their ACLs. We'll just have to see. But I mean, everything's just pointing to that being the case. We'll just see if that ends up happening. I don't know. But it is definitely scary. Is this a curse or something? It's probably more of it's just the constant injury bug that always attacks teams every year. It gets one team every year, and it seems like it's slowly pointing towards the Ravens' direction. So we'll just have to see, man. Think this has something to do with the training staff or just bad luck? I think it's a mix. It's probably more so bad luck, but part of it may be the training staff. Part of it may be the field conditions, because I think they said they're actually going to check it out, because both the injuries that Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters suffered, those were non-contact injuries. So something about that field is just causing all these injuries, and it's scary. But they got to check that out, man. If Lamar loses, they're going to say it's all his fault again. The media does not care about your situations. They only care about star players. Lamar Jackson is a star quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So they don't care what your situation is. Get the job done. And if you don't, they'll just use it as an excuse. They'll be like, well, don't matter if you lost your entire running back core and had to bring somebody else in. Don't matter if your defense is suffering through injuries. You're an MVP quarterback. Figure things out. It was the same thing with Aaron Rodgers, except Aaron Rodgers, nobody ever questioned his ability to throw the football. But like with Aaron Rodgers, when there were plenty of times where they were suffering through injuries or just guys were just not there and they had nothing left, they looked at Aaron Rodgers and say, you're the best thrower of the football ever, so just get it done. And Aaron Rodgers had to get it done, except when it got to the playoffs, because at some point, you cannot just carry a team that's dealing with injuries. This is a team game. At the end of the day, no matter how great your quarterback is, if there's nobody for him to throw to and there's nothing happening on the defensive side, you're not going to win a game. It's still a team game at the end of the day. Look on the bright side. Stanley's back protecting Lamar's blind side. Could be a lot worse. Hey, as long as the offensive line holds up and these receivers can stay healthy, we have a chance on offense. If that starts to go away, we've got no shot at making the playoffs this year. Seems like this is going to be the Ravens of 2015. I'm hoping it's not. I am hoping it's not. Please don't be. I'm praying to God they don't. I fell asleep watching Ravens video on Marcus Peters' emotional moment. Yeah, that moment was very special. And as soon as I woke up, I found out that Gus and Peters may be gone for the year. That really hurt. Marcus Peters had such an emotional moment at his press conference today. We were just talking about how coming here to Baltimore helped bring back the joy of him playing football. And this is a place he really wanted to retire. He kind of expanded on that and how this place really feels like home to him and how it feels like Oakland. He's loving this place. And now he's surrounded by a culture and a group of brothers that really, really just want to win. They're on it and they just have such a connection. He was so happy and it was such an emotional moment to see that. To see this happen to him, that's devastating. That's just devastating. But it is what it is. It's unfortunate. We just hope for the best for them. I'm just hoping it's better, man. Deshaun Watson has a terrible situation and he gets excuses. Yeah, well, Deshaun Watson isn't Lamar Jackson. It's as simple as that. Deshaun Watson isn't Lamar Jackson. And I'm not talking about in terms of talent. I'm talking about in terms of narratives. Deshaun Watson never had a narrative that he can't throw. Deshaun Watson never had a narrative that he can't play in this league. Lamar Jackson won MVP, and 4 months later, people were questioning whether or not he should still be a starter. Some people were like, I'll take Tua over him. I'm never going to forget about that segment. So it is what it is. Deshaun Watson is always going to get excuses because no one ever questioned whether or not he could play in this game. Once you prove people wrong, they're going to have to find something else to critique you for because they don't want to admit they're wrong. Nobody likes to admit they're wrong about something. They'd rather just double down and hope for the best. So the fact that Lamar hasn't won a Super Bowl is what they're zoning in on. Never mind the fact that he's been to the playoffs all 3 years as a starter, something most quarterbacks don't do. It's not easy to get to the playoffs. Never mind the fact that he's won an MVP. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's first team All-Pro. He's led the league in touchdown passes. He's won his division twice, had the number 1 seed over Mahomes. The fact that he did that was already crazy. Never mind everything he's accomplished. He's literally done everything except win a Super Bowl. He's proven his doubters wrong, and they don't like that. So they have to zone in on one thing they can criticize him for, and that is the postseason production. That's just how it works. It is what it is. So, Lamar knows how the situation is, and he's just going to have to deal with it. But this year, oh boy, he's really going to have to deal with it. They're not going to care about the injuries that are happening right now. They're going to be like, well, Lamar's an MVP quarterback. You guys tell us, you Ravens fans always try to brag about how great he is. Let us see him go carry this team to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, they're just forgetting about the talent that teams like Cleveland and Kansas City and Buffalo have and just assume that Lamar can just carry them past them. That's not how that works. It's a team game. But it is what it is. If we lose to the Chiefs in week 2, no surprise. I already have us losing to the Chiefs in week 2. I'm not going to lie. I have us losing to the Chiefs in week 2. I'm hopeful if we meet in the playoffs, we'll win that game. But I do have us losing to the Chiefs in week 2. I'm not especially now with all these injuries. But we'll see how that goes. How do you feel about TJ Watt getting an extension? It's about time. Listen, the Steelers had to get that done. They had no choice. Listen, Ben literally came out and was like, I took a pay cut so you can pay guys like him. You better give him his money. So they had no choice. So good for him. Good for him. But, it is what it is. Some people will take Josh Rosen over Lamar. Man, some people will take freaking they would take Taysom Hill over Lamar. They'll take anybody. It's so funny. Lamar may be the only, I don't know, maybe Cam Newton should also be in this, but Lamar may be the only MVP in history, the only MVP quarterback in history that gets treated worse than the third string quarterback. Like, the man has done so much, yet people treat him as if he can't throw a football. And that never made sense to me, the whole Lamar can't throw thing. Do you guys really believe the game of football is that easy? That a guy you claim can't throw can somehow win MVP and lead the league in touchdown passes? When did the game of football get that easy? Because if that's the case, man, I already got this jersey. I might as well suit up and get to the NFL. Because if it's that easy for a guy that can't throw to win MVP, we all should be playing in this league. I thought this league's supposed to be special for the best athletes in the world to play. If this guy's playing at the highest level, give him his credit, but people want to say he can't throw. I guess the game got that easy. We can finally make it. Everybody in this comment section, man, suit up. We can make it to the NFL. Because if a guy who can't throw can lead the league in touchdown passes, we can play that game. But, it is what it is with that. People always hate on Lamar. It is what it is. People hate Mahomes and blame him for the Super Bowl because his wide receivers and offensive line failed him. Lamar gets the same hate as Mahomes. Mahomes definitely got hate for that. I wouldn't say Mahomes gets the same hate as Lamar. Now, Mahomes gets hate, but his hate's more different. Lamar gets crucified for everything he does. Mahomes gets hate for his greatness. And I think it's because certain Chiefs fans, not you, Village Boy, but certain Chiefs fans have overblown everything Mahomes done, and they put him on a pedestal as if he's the greatest quarterback to ever exist. And he's just far beyond anything everyone else is. It's like Mahomes is here, and then the next one is just below this carpet. Like he's far above everybody else. And people are tired of the gimmicks. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I got that. I got no problem. But to say he's just leagues ahead of everybody else, I don't believe that. And the way some of these Chiefs fans, which, again, every fan base has fans like this, even the Ravens flock have fans like that. But the way people put him up there like that, people hate it. So when you're that great, they don't care about your situation. They expect you to get it done because everyone's like, well, Mahomes is the greatest quarterback and all this other stuff. And all these Chiefs fans say things about Mahomes being far better than anyone else. Well, get it done. It don't matter if you don't have an offensive line. Get it done. We will bounce back. Our running game will be okay. We signed 2 running backs that started out before. Plus, we have LJ Watkins and Hollywood are back. Bateman will be back soon. We have depth on defense. We should be fine. I'm interested to see how Le'Veon's going to look after time. He's still got to get back into the role, but, Freeman's probably going to be the one to start week 1. I thought when I spoke about it earlier in my video when they signed Freeman, I was like, Le'Veon Bell's probably going to be the number 1 back. That I was speaking more towards later down the line once he gets himself back in gear, but I still believe, I at least believe right now for week 1, Freeman's probably going to be the guy to go because he had some time in the preseason. So that's just how it is. They would take Trace McSorley over Lamar. Man, they would take a high school quarterback right now over Lamar. That's how disrespected he is. How am I feeling right now? I'm feeling very, very, very sad. It's tough to lose these players. I'll get myself together. Obviously, we got Thursday Night Football. I got to get myself ready for that, but I'm very hurt. I'm very hurt by this situation. Lamar's situation, the center couldn't snap a ball. Offensive line is trash. Defense is always injured, has no receivers to throw, and is in Roman's trash run system and still led the league in touchdown passes. Yeah, no one's ever going to pay attention to the context. They don't really care. But Mahomes with the Jets and see how he does. Man, I think Mahomes will still be killing it with the Jets. It's just he's not going to be what he is in Kansas City. Now, Mahomes, yeah, talent-wise, we know what Mahomes is, but sometimes we just really like to forget that this is a team game. I'm starting to notice this too, but fans of the game are now slowly starting to treat the NFL like it's the NBA, where, because in the NBA, superstars matter. Like with the Lakers, if LeBron goes out there and drops a 35-point triple-double and they win, they're going to give that credit to LeBron. It don't matter what AD is doing or what Russ is going to be doing. If LeBron drops a 35-point triple-double, he's the reason. But that's not how it works in football. Mahomes can't be the only one doing everything. It's a team game, but they'll just give credit to Mahomes. As great as Mahomes is, look at the talent he has around him. Look at the coaches he has. He has the greatest offensive-minded coach in Andy Reid, or not the greatest, but one of, I'm not going to say the greatest. Let me chill out for a second. One of the greatest offensive-minded coaches in Andy Reid that can capitalize the talent of Patrick Mahomes. He has one of the best, if not the best, tight ends in Travis Kelce. And then he has one of the better receivers, not even one of the better, one of the best receivers in Tyreek Hill, who's a literal cheat code. He has talent surrounded all over him. Now, this isn't to take away from what Mahomes is, because we saw Alex Smith have these same weapons and he couldn't get them to a Super Bowl. Mahomes comes in and they get there. So Mahomes is definitely built different. He's definitely one of the best, not taken away from that. But you can't tell me that if you put Mahomes in a system where he's working with the Jets receivers, or he's working with like the Patriots offensive line or something, like he's not working with the best of offensive line. He doesn't have the best of receivers. He doesn't have a great coach. All of a sudden, Mahomes is going to become great. That's not how that works. It's a team game. It's a team game. Mahomes is great, but he's not everything. If you take away Travis Kelce, if you take away Tyreek Hill, if you take away his guys, Mahomes is not going to be able to win on his own. Mahomes is there to help maximize the talent on that team. That's what makes him special. When you have a quarterback that can maximize the talent of these receivers and really bring out the greatness in them, that shows the greatness of that quarterback. But you can't just, I understand we have this whole thing where we want to give all the credit to the quarterback, but I feel like it shouldn't be the case because it's a team game. I don't care how great the quarterback is. If your defense they can't make a stop and they keep giving up points, it's not going to matter. And nobody showed us that example better than Drew Brees. How many 5,000-yard seasons did he have? And how many of those 5,000-yard seasons, how many times did he make the playoffs? That's a clear example. You can be a great quarterback, but it takes a whole team to win. And until people realize that, it's not going to change. But, you know, I know most of the credit goes to the quarterback, but it's more so of a team game. So it is what it is. I love Mahomes. I love Lamar. But if you take away everything from them, they're not going to be able to win. And Lamar himself has had some great advantages by having the defense we have. But offensively, he hasn't exactly had the weapons that compare to what Baker has or what Kyler has. He doesn't have those weapons. If you give him those weapons, he's going to be able to maximize their talent. And maybe he breaks through and gets to a Super Bowl. Who knows? That's why it's a whole team game. So I understand the hate that goes to Mahomes, even though it's unwarranted, but it's just how it goes. I love Mahomes. He's a great quarterback. Honestly, he's one of the best in the league, no question. But we can't act like he's everything. We got to stop treating these NFL stars like they're in the same rank as NBA stars. NBA stars literally changed the game. NFL stars also changed the game, but they also need their defense to make stops. In the NBA, no. That's not how it is. When Giannis dropped, what was it? He dropped 50 in the final, in what was it? It was game 6, I believe, game 6 of the NBA Finals. He dropped 50 and was playing amazing defense. He was doing it on both ends of the field. Both ends of the court. Sorry, I'm in football mindset right now. But he did it on both ends of the court. You can do that. That's a superstar in the NBA because they play both sides. In football, you don't do that. You need to have a defense to show up and do their job. Mahomes didn't win that Super Bowl by himself. That defense had to lock up the Niners offense. Which, by the way, I mean, the Niners probably could have won that game if they kept running the football, because I was watching and the Chiefs defense had nothing. They had no answers for the run game that the Niners have. But for some reason, they decided to put it in the hands of Garoppolo, and it cost them. Good job, Shanahan. But yeah, it took it took more than just Mahomes to win that Super Bowl. It took the defense shutting down the Niners offense. And it also took great plays, that 3rd and 15 play. What if Tyreek Hill would have dropped that? Matter of fact, what if Tyreek Hill would have been the Tyreek Hill we saw in this previous Super Bowl where he was just dropping passes? They wouldn't have beat the Niners. So that's just how it is. But yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have went on a tangent like that. But that's just how it is. I really hate when we want to give all the credit to a quarterback and just pretend that it's not a team game. Mahomes sneezes, the media goes crazy. A normal quarterback throws a touchdown to an offensive lineman with all 11 defenders covering him at the corner end of the back of the end zone. Media keep talking about Mahomes sneezing. Oh yeah, that's just how they do it. Who I got tonight? No question, I got the Bucks. I'm not taking the Cowboys. They did the Cowboys dirty here. Why would you give the Cowboys the defending Super Bowl champions to start off week 1? Like, what? That's the first test? Can you imagine this? Dak Prescott has not played a snap in nearly a year. And now his first test is against arguably the best front seven in football. Their offensive line isn't great. And I believe they're missing one of their Pro Bowl tackles who's not going to play in this game. Dak might get killed out there tonight. I don't believe he's going to, but I just don't. He's not going to have time to throw. So good luck with that. Who do you think is going to carry the load with Lamar? I would have to look at the receiving core as a whole. I think them as a whole is going to be the ones. So Sammy Watkins, Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, Tyler Wallace. These guys, Miles Boykin as well, these guys are going to have to be the ones to carry it. In terms of, obviously the defense is going to carry as well, but I'm talking about offensively, yeah, the receiving core is going to have to carry. Mahomes lost 2 offensive linemen for the Super Bowl, not Tyreek Hill, not Travis Kelce, not Andy Reid. He lost 2 offensive linemen and didn't even break double digits. Get out of here with your 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 2 Super Bowls. Oh, yeah, Mahomes' Super Bowl stats aren't great, but, it's about winning. It's about winning. So, at the end of the day, his stats are really poor in the Super Bowl. But he won. He won, so you take what you take. Are you going to make a Week 1's pick? I've actually already made my Week 1's pick. I believe I uploaded it earlier today, so you can check it out on the channel. Whew. As long as we got 8, we straight. Lamar on demon time this season, with or without help. G-Ro better show some creativity. His job's on the line this year. Honestly, when it comes to the passing game, I'm not even going to look at Roman this year. I got 2 names. T. Martin, Keith Williams. I will be calling on them this year because I have faith in them getting the job done. But we'll see about that. I'm still highly skeptical about the Dallas defense, and you put it against Brady. Whoever made the schedule must have been on something. No, they made the schedule for ratings because the Cowboys bring in ratings. They're still one of the most, if not the most popular team in the NFL. They're a storied franchise. Whether you want to see them win or lose, people love watching the Cowboys. It's just how it is. So it made sense why they would put them there against the defending Super Bowl champions. But I'm just talking about from a matchup standpoint. Why would you do that? Well, you know what that means, guys. The NFL really is back. Not only that, but Thursday Night Football truly is back. Because in classic nature, Thursday Night Football, what do you usually get? Either 2 trash teams in a game you don't want to watch, or you get a good matchup that you think could be interesting, but it ends up being a blowout. It's probably going to be one or the other. Who knows? Surprise us, Cowboys. Good luck with that front 7, Dak. But we'll see what happens with that. Oh, it's my main man, Raven C. What's going on, fam? What's going on, man? I know you're feeling it too, bro. I know you're feeling it too. This sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. Why we got to lose our guys like this? Why we got to lose our guys? What did we do to deserve this? This is unfair. We didn't do anything. This is terrible, man. All these injuries. I'm really scared for the season, but it is what it is. If Marcus Peters is done, how do you feel about Shaun Wade replacing him? Oh, how would I feel about Shaun Wade replacing him? He would be an absolute great replacement. Shaun Wade would be able to completely replace him, and he would be able to make plays, man. I believe Shaun Wade, he would be balling out if he takes that spot. You are absolutely right. There's only one problem about Shaun Wade taking Marcus Peters' place. He's in New England. I'm just kidding, shocking. You didn't know about that. You're not a Ravens fan, but this is for all the Ravens fans that know what I'm talking about. Because I saw the minute Marcus Peters went down, everyone was like, yeah, well, we could have used Shaun Wade. Wait, we don't have Shaun Wade anymore. We traded him. So, yeah, that's kind of just where we are with that. I was seeing that too. Everyone was like, well, Marcus Peters down. Shaun Wade was showing some progress. He wasn't the best, but, he has the talent. We can put him on. Wait, we don't have Shaun Wade. We traded him. Yeah, people are mad at DeCosco right now, but it is what it is. I think I see a trend where the Super Bowl champs play the kickoff game. That's usually just how it is. Like, that was how it was last year between the Chiefs and the Texans. I think that's just how they format it. Yeah, our season's done. It's not over yet, but it's definitely going to be struggling right off the bat. Wade gave up a game-winning touchdown in preseason. He was Oh yeah, Wade did not do well. See, the reason he wasn't doing he gave that touchdown up is because I'm not about to take shade at the Patriots secondary, but I'm just saying if he was with the Ravens, it wouldn't happen because when he was with the Ravens, he had a game-winning interception. He goes to the Patriots, all of a sudden he's giving up a game-winning touchdown. Interesting how that works. But yeah, don't worry about it. Shocking. Don't worry about it, man. You didn't know. You didn't know. But yeah, Shaun Wade would have been an interesting person to put up there. Unfortunately, we traded him to the Patriots. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, Thursday Night Football should be interesting tonight. It's going to kick off. We're about, 2 hours away from the game. Should be fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun making fun of the Cowboys if they're getting blown out. You know what? If the Cowboys actually win this game, I think everybody in the NFC East should be a little bit concerned, but not too much because it's the NFC East. But we'll see how that goes. Either way, the Bucs are probably going to humiliate them. Do you know how many weapons they have? Brady with all these weapons and the best front seven in football going up against the Cowboys. That Cowboys defense was horrendous last year. Yes, they made improvements, but not enough improvements to deal with the weapons they've got. With Evans and Godwin and AB and Gronk. Come on, man. That's too many weapons for one team to deal with. This is the test you want to give the Cowboys to start off the season? Man, you know what? Tonight is going to be the ceremony for the Bucs, I believe. They're going to hang up their Super Bowl banner. They're going to be getting their rings. Maybe Brady and everybody else are going to be chilling out. They're not going to really worry about the game, so the Cowboys have a chance. Yet, no, Brady's always prepared. He's won the championship 6 times before this. He's prepared for this moment. So, oh, God, the Cowboys. Oh, this should be fun. This should be fun. I think Le'Veon Bell will be a Pro Bowler with us. You know what? If he can get back to form and under this team, with this offensive line and with LeBron, what's wrong with you? With Lamar, yeah, he's got a chance. He's got a chance, but we'll see. I'm not going to predict that. It's too far away. We'll just see. Le'Veon Bell comeback season? It could be. It could be. People forget we have Averett to replace MP, and they will send help on his side as Marlon can hold his own. Oh, yeah. Well, Averett will definitely be able to step. Well, Averett, it's time for him to step up, and we can see what he does there. He should be fine. He should be fine, but yeah, they're going to have to give him some help. He may take that role. He's probably going to be the one they're going to use to replace Marcus Peters there, so we'll see. Oh, Myron's got the Cowboys winning. Interesting pick. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Lamar's spine is gonna look like a lightning bolt by week 10. Yeah, man, he's gonna be having to carry this team. Whoo boy. Well, if the passing, it all depends on how the passing game goes. Because if the passing game is killing it, then the running game it's not gonna matter because you still have Lamar Jackson. But if the passing game is still similar to last year where we're struggling, then it's gonna be really bad. We'll just have to see how it wins. Le'Veon Bell will win Comeback Player of the Year. I would love that. It means we're going to be good this year. In fact, we're going to be great if he can do that. So we'll see what happens. For some reason, I feel like the Cowboys are going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys win. They got the talent, but I'm not exactly sure. Tampa Bay would legit. It would have to be a situation where Tampa Bay is just vibing because they're all getting their rings and they're not focused on the game. If that's it, then yeah, sure, they could be able to win. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Dak is really going to play like that top 5 quarterback the media is trying to portray him to be. Who knows? I want the Cowboys to lose, but take Brady out in the game. Okay, let's chill out with that. Cowboys losing tonight, and that will make me smile. You and me both, man. You and me both. Lamar about to put the team on his back like Greg Jennings. Oh, he about to put the team on his back. He got to watch out for Darren. Ooh, I remember that meme. Greg Jennings, put the team on your back. That was funny. Back in the day. How many receivers have the Ravens got back from the minor injuries during the training camp? Well, the people that were injured for the most part was Hollywood Brown, Miles Boykin, Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins was getting nicked up here and there. James Prochet missed a little time, but he was fine. Other than that, Duvernay and Wallace were good for the most part. Maybe Duvernay missed one or two practices, but other than that, they were fine. So we've got back Wallace. We never really lost Wallace. He was here. Devin Duvernay was also here. Prochet was in and out occasionally, but he was fine. We got back Hollywood and we got back Sammy Watkins. The only ones we're missing are Miles Boykin and Rashad Bateman, who won't be available until week 4. So those two won't be back to around week 4. So yeah, we'll be missing 2 receivers going into the Las Vegas. Cal Flop's gonna lose. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. We signed Devontae Freeman, right? Yeah, we did sign him. As soon as this whole situation went down, they immediately went and signed Devontae Freeman. They were already interested in him, and they liked what they saw from the workout, so they were potentially going to bring him in. But Gus suffering the injury, yeah, they had to sign him immediately. Baby Ricky Williams and Bell about to do their thing. And week 4, Bateman comes back and Lamar going to show the league. Guess who's back as the MVP? Oh, Lamar about to tear it up. I cannot wait. But the Bucs secondary is low-key suspect. I feel they just got hot as the right time, like the Giants in 07. Yeah, the secondary for the Bucs is somewhat suspect, but they have the best front 7 in football, so that really covers it. Teams don't really have a lot of time to pass against the Bucs, so that front 7 does a great job to help that secondary. So we'll see about that. Did you see the NFL Super Bowl winning percentage on their NFL Twitter? They gave the Cowboys a higher percentage than the Ravens, Steelers, and other good teams. Like I said, the media is hyping up the Cowboys. That's why in my power rankings, I put them at number 5. Some people asked me why I would put them at number 5. I said because the media is treating Dak like a top 5 quarterback, and they're putting the Cowboys as Super Bowl contending teams. So I'm going to put them at the top. Does Gus have an ACL tear? We haven't got anything confirmed yet, but that is what the Ravens fear. The Ravens fear that both Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters have suffered an ACL tear, but we'll see. Other than that, I don't know. But we'll see. Either way. We're just hoping for the best, man. We don't exactly know. We'll find out about that situation soon, but we're just hoping for the best. Last time we had all these injuries was 2000 and 2008, the same year we went to the Super Bowl both times. Well, 2000, you mean 2012? Because we didn't go to the Super Bowl in 2008. We went to the AFC Championship game in 2008, and then we lost to the Steelers there. By the way, that's still the worst loss in franchise history to me. I know a lot of people like to look at the 2011 AFC Championship game, but nothing is worse to me than seeing the freaking Steelers laugh at our face as they celebrate at home and move on to the Super Bowl. But we're not here to talk about that. We don't need to deal with more pain. Yeah, what if we lose? Don't even, let's not even, knock on wood, man, let's not even bring that up, because if that happens, we don't even need to talk about anything, okay? Huntley would have to take over, but we ain't going to talk about that because it ain't going to happen. We're not even going to bring that up. Ravens need to strongly consider bringing Richard Sherman on board. That would be an interesting pickup. I don't think they'd be against bringing in Sherman if they could. Because, he definitely would be able to bring something. The experience he has, he can definitely bring something to the table. I don't know if they're going to, but that would definitely be an interesting pickup. It's going to be rough deciding who to keep and who to release next season if our entire team stays good. Yeah, the contracts are going to be very interesting as to how that's going to go, but the Ravens are going to have to figure out some things because it's going to be tough, especially like with their defense. Because, Deshaun Elliott, if he has a monster year, you can't afford to pay. It's going to be tough with that situation. So we'll see how that goes. How do you feel about the TJ Watt extension? Congratulations to him. It's a good extension. He should have been extended a while back, but they got it done, so they ain't got to worry about it. So good for the Steelers. Westry should be able to hold it down, backup cornerback. Yeah, he'll be fine with that. No question. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson being voted 24 in the NFL top 100 players this year after going 1 last year? Okay, that's interesting. I actually did not talk about that because I'm not surprised. Lamar being voted number 24, I think that's too low for him. I believe he should be within the top 20. However, I do understand where they're coming from because they look at what he was doing last year as opposed to what he did. They were looking at what he did his MVP year as opposed to what he did last year, and I could see somewhat of a drop off there. But I don't think the drop off should be enough to where he should be ranked behind DK Metcalf. Like, come on, guys. I think he should have been within the top 20. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not gonna get mad. It's a ranking list. These guys voted Lamar number one when they did it during his MVP year. So for them to vote 24, it is what it is. I think he should be a little bit higher. But being within the top 25, that's still not bad. That's still great. So it is what it is. At least he's on the list. How do you see the Raiders game now? I still believe the Ravens can win. I'll probably have to go more into that. I got to figure out how the whole thing is going to look because now that Marcus Peters may be out, they're going to have to figure that situation out. I still feel that the Ravens are going to be able to win that game. However, it's not going to be as easy as they thought it was because now your secondary is going to be It's going to be hurt a little with the loss of Marcus Peters and then Gus Edwards also losing that as well. But the Ravens should still be able to win that game against the Raiders. No matter what, I still think they're going to beat the Raiders, but I'll speak about that a little bit later on. The 2020 Ravens divisional round was the worst to me since we had an MVP quarterback and the best team in the NFL. You're talking about Lamar's MVP season. Are you talking about Lamar's MVP season or last year against the Bills? Because if you're talking about the Bills, yeah, that hurt, but it wasn't that bad. Yeah, you know what? If you're talking about the division round against the Titans, I couldn't even be mad at you because I remember when I made that video after the loss, I said that was the worst loss in franchise history. So, I wouldn't disagree with anyone saying that loss against the Titans was bad. Glad we have 3 tight ends. Yeah, if you're talking about the 2019 divisional round, I wouldn't be against you because I said the exact same thing in my reaction video. When I was recapping the loss, I said this was the worst loss in franchise history. So I'm not mad at you saying that. Glad we have 3 tight ends. Yeah, though we have to get Boyle to be 100% healthy, and he's probably not even going to start week 1. He probably will be out for the first game or 2 in order for him to get completely back. Do you think Khalil Mack is overrated? No, I think he's rated where he's supposed to be. He's still an impact player, and he's the catalyst that makes that Bear defense go. So, yeah, I know the Bears love him, so I wouldn't say that. Honestly, besides the Browns, because they have the best backup quarterback, if any team loses their QB1, their season is over. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking towards the AFC, if Mahomes goes down, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I don't think anyone would really be able to do anything if they lose their guys. Ravens secondary is still solid with Humphrey, Jimmy Smith, Elliott, and Clark. Oh, yeah. And don't forget, hopefully it won't happen, knock on wood, we still have Tavon Young. No one's talked about that. We still have Tavon Young. He's still here. So we're still fine. We should have kept Wade. Well, hindsight is 2020. No question. Philly guy in Hawaii, Ravens fan, grandfather broadcast first football game, mass on TV itself in 1939. What are you? Oh, well, congratulations. I'm not even going to go into that. Browns dark horse Super Bowl team. I mean, I wouldn't say they're a dark horse. They are a contending team. My dark horse in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins. I love the Dolphins. I really love what the Dolphins have done the last couple years. And I'm a huge Tua fan. So, yeah. Not to mention I'm a Miami Heat fan. So if Miami wins a championship, I'm not going to be mad at South Beach. I'm cool. I hope Rashad comes back from his injury stronger than ever. That's all we can help. All we can help. That's all we can hope. That's all we can hope, guys. That's all we can hope. You think when Bateman comes back, he can help get more wins? I don't know if he's gonna help get more wins, but he's definitely gonna help bolster up the offense a little bit more because he's gonna be another weapon that Lamar Jackson can utilize in the pass game. We'll see what happens with that. But I think he can help us with the offense, but I don't know if he's gonna straight up help us get more wins specifically. I still think as long as Lamar Jackson's here, he's gonna be the one helping us get more wins. Why do you pick the Dolphins to be the dark horse Super Bowl team? I just like the Dolphins. They've been building up their team. I like what they've done with the team over the last couple of years. They've made some smart decisions in terms of their free agency and their draft picks. That defense has been slowly building up to be a monster, and the pieces they have on offense is nice. Not to mention, I like Tua as well. And I know a lot of people are looking at Tua and trying to write him off. I like Tua. I'm a believer in Tua. I think he's going to go off this year. Not to mention, yeah, I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I always support Miami teams. I don't live in South Beach, but I've been a Miami Heat fan since like what, '05. So, when it comes to Miami, I'm cool with that. Do you think we got cheated out of the 2014 divisional round? If we won, do you think we would have won this? No, we didn't get cheated. We just, our secondary was bad, and we knew our secondary was bad that year. So there was nothing we could do. Credit to the Patriots for utilizing that trick play and completely catching us off guard. But that secondary is what cost us that game. So we didn't get cheated. That secondary cost us that game. And yes, I do believe we would have won the Super Bowl that year had we gotten it. I mean, we faced off against the Colts that year and we beat them. So I think we could have beaten them anyway. So yeah, though it's Andrew Luck, so that would have been tough. Ravens still win the division by 2 games. I don't know about that. We got too many injuries in Cleveland with the talent there. It's tough. Would you rather see the Browns, Bengals, or Steelers win the Super Bowl? First of all, the Steelers don't need any more rings. It'd be nice to see Cincinnati get a Super Bowl. It would be nice to see Cincinnati get a Super Bowl, but I may have to go with the Browns because they've suffered long enough. The Browns have suffered long enough. They need the championship. What's your prediction for the Ravens since they aren't Super Bowl contenders for the season? I still believe the Ravens are going to make the playoffs, and we'll just go from there. Like, it all depends on Lamar, because if MVP Lamar shows up this season, the Ravens will be Super Bowl contenders. But if it's not MVP Lamar and we struggle at times, we're just not going to be able to get to the Super Bowl, not with the talent that's around us. We still have the talent on the roster. Despite the losses, we have the talent on the rosters to compete for the Super Bowl, but we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, I believe the Ravens are going to make the playoffs, and we'll just go from there. How did you become a Heat fan? Good question, CJ. I became a Heat fan because of D Wade. I grew up watching a lot of basketball. I was especially watching the Washington Wizards, unfortunately, which I don't know how I didn't become a Wizards fan. I still support the Wizards. I've always supported the Wizards. I support Washington teams as a whole, but I don't know. Arenas was still there, so I don't know. Maybe I should have became. No, I made the right choice. I was just like watching a lot of basketball, and I ended up watching a lot of Heat games, and D Wade was the guy I enjoyed watching the most. So, D Wade. I always say this: LeBron is the one that helped introduce me to basketball in terms of watching basketball, but D Wade is the one that made me love basketball, and because of that, I ended up becoming a Miami Heat fan. Not to mention, I also love Haslam. So Udonis Haslam is a G. So yeah, that's kind of how that went. And I just ended up following them from '05, and that's just how I ended up becoming a Heat fan. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And I'm interested in what we can do this season, but in terms of the NBA, it's really going to be the Lakers and Nets. They are geared up to fight each other. So I don't know what Miami can do this season. Though we'll see what happens with Victor Oladipo. But it is what it is when it comes to that. Marcus Peters he's losing. Marcus Peters is a big loss, but we'll have to manage. Yeah, Miami has been drafting well. They've been doing well. We'll see what happens and how they're able to capitalize on that. In a weird way, this might be an opportunity for our wide receivers to shine this year since all 3 backs are done. Time for the passing game to show up. Oh yeah, this could be the year you really see the passing game be heavily relied on because you've lost your guys. But the running game will still be the running game, and the Ravens love to run the football, so I don't think that's going away. But this is an opportunity for the receivers to step up and do what they can do. Show us what you're made of. This should be a big year for Hollywood. It should be a great year for Sammy Watkins as long as he can stay healthy. And we'll just see what happens there. Mark Andrews is going to be another big year for him, and we're hopeful that Rashad Bateman will have an amazing rookie campaign. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm glad that Deshaun Elliott has been playing to the point where we can act like Earl Thomas never happened. Yeah, we don't ever talk about Earl Thomas. That's like taboo in Baltimore. We just never bring him up. Is it confirmed that Gus is out for the season? Not yet. The concern is there, but they haven't confirmed anything yet. They still have to, I believe they have to get an MRI and have to do some tests, but it hasn't been completely confirmed yet. We'll see what happens, though. Even the Bengals won the division a few times. Cleveland hasn't won it in over 3 decades. Man, they've been trashed for over 3 decades. Now they have the talent to compete. Because when you think about it, when you're looking at them, they got back in 1999, And you're looking at the 2000s Browns. They had moments. But Pittsburgh was pretty much taking over that division. It was actually not. The Pittsburgh was taking over that division. Baltimore was also there competing. You're going up against the steel curtain. Well, not really the steel curtain. The ending, right? You still got the Steelers defense looking like the steel curtain. They wouldn't really become the steel curtain until maybe, like, you can look at 04 and say they were the steel curtain. You can look at 08, definitely 08. That Steelers defense in 08, that was a steel curtain right there. You couldn't do nothing on that Steelers defense. But yeah, the Steelers were still dominating. And then you got the Ravens, the 2000 Ravens, with our defense, with our boy Ray and our boy Ed, and then T Sizzle coming out. We had a lot of ballers, man. When you got those two teams in the division, Cleveland, that doesn't have the talent, they're not going to be able to match up. And then the 2010s, Baltimore and Pittsburgh are still doing their thing. Pittsburgh ends up having the Killer B era, and we still have our guys and Joe Flacco, and we're still balling. So it's like, yeah, Cleveland just didn't have the talent. Now they do. So let's see if they can capitalize on that. Are you surprised that NFL YouTube channel posted a video saying AFC title runs through Kansas City, Buffalo, or Tennessee? I'm not surprised for them saying Kansas City or Buffalo. I am surprised to see them say Tennessee. I don't think the AFC title runs through Tennessee. I think there are several Tennessee then again, Tennessee should be considered maybe, but I don't know if you should just put those teams. You can also add Cleveland in terms of talent wise, and Baltimore because they have an MVP quarterback. Though with these injuries, Baltimore is going to fall out of that. But I don't know about the Titans. I can give you Kansas City and Buffalo. Those two teams are terrifying. But other than that, no. Rams overrated? They could be, but we'll see what happens with Matthew Stafford. To be honest, Cincinnati has suffered the longest with the with the Reds and the Bengals. The Cavs won it for Cleveland in 2016. Well, yeah, Cincinnati as a city is definitely missed something. But yeah, Cleveland, at least they won that championship with LeBron. Can you guys still get 10 wins if MVP? Man, we can get more than 10 wins. I still think, despite the injuries, I still have us going 12-6. Looking at the schedule, I don't think there are a lot of teams that are still going to beat this team because Lamar Jackson is still Lamar Jackson. You still have one of the best defenses in the league, even with the losses. And yeah, we'll still be able to compete and we'll still be fine. I still think we're going to get 12 wins. Even if MVP Lamar comes, if MVP Lamar comes back, we're going to be better than 12-5. But if not, if it's still Lamar being great, we should be able to win 12 games this season. Have you been keeping up with the Ben Simmons trade saga? Oh, I have. Ben Simmons wants out, and Philadelphia does not give a damn. If they can find somebody to take the offer they want to throw at somebody, they'll take it. But until then, no. So Ben Simmons can be mad all he wants. He's not getting traded until they can figure something out. Excited for football tonight? Absolutely. I'm starting to get my energy back. I'm still depressed a little, but I'm starting to get my energy back. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have fun, man. But we'll see. We'll try to forget about this whole situation. But it is what it is. Because of the injuries, what is the Ravens' record now? I still think they can go 12-5, but if these injuries continue, they're going to drop until maybe 10-7. Who knows? But it is what it is. Nets are one of the most confusing teams in the league, in my opinion. Yeah, that big three of KD, Kyrie, and James Harden is very confusing, but we'll see what happens with that. I have to ask, what's up with all these injuries? No one sees how inconvenient these injuries are happening. Yeah, these injuries are very weird as to how they're happening, and now people are questioning what's going on. Is it our conditioning staff? Is it the field itself? Something's going on because, question, you can't have these many injuries, and it's all the same injury: ACL, man. It's crazy. Something going on here. Imagine if you guys turn out to be the 2000 Ravens. Oh, if you give us that 2000 Ravens defense, we're going through everybody. We're steamrolling everybody. Do you think we would have beat the Giants if Lee Evans made that catch? Yeah. It just would have been a repeat of what was that? Super Bowl 36. When what was it? I can't keep track. Okay, what was that? Super Bowl 36? I don't remember what Super Bowl was that. 36? No, maybe no, I think it was Super Bowl 39 was I believe it was Super Bowl 35, 36 when we faced off against them. So I think the Ravens would have been able to beat the Giants, but yeah, it was 35, right? Yeah, Super Bowl 35 where we took on the Giants. So yeah, I wouldn't say we were going to crush the Giants. The Giants had a great defense, but I still think the result would have been the same. We would have won. But it is what it is. Do I support the Orioles? Yeah, I watch them occasionally. All I could do here. So, you know, I watch them and I support them the best way I can. But another season, not making the playoffs, you know how that is. It's never gonna be Jesus. But it is what it is. Did the Bills upgrade their pass rush by? Yeah, okay, yeah. The Bills up. Oh, you're talking about the Bills upgrading their pass rush? Yes, they did by drafting Gregory. Yes, they did. The Bills pass rush is going to scare me this year. They are going to scare me. So I do have concerns about that. That Bills pass rush is going to be something a little bit dangerous. Watch out. It's going to be something special. Ravens have the better quarterback, receiver, O-line, D-line, secondary, special teams, and coach. So they have the advantage to beat the Raiders on Monday. Oh, yeah, no question. So I have nothing to worry about. I still think they're going to win Monday Night Football. It's not been a bit of a concern for me. I still think they're going to win the game. Who do you think is going to break out? Deshaun Elliott or Patrick Queen? Both. I think both. Both are due. Both are due. If I have to pick one first, Patrick Queen. Because actually, no, I can't. I can't. Because Patrick Queen went on the scene against the Saints and he was doing his thing. But then Deshaun Elliott showed us what he's made of in the second game against the Panthers. So, I think it's going to be both. Both of them are geared up to have a breakout season. So we'll see what happens with that. I think it's going to be both. The Raiders are the type of team to compete with the Chiefs and the Bucks and lose the Jets at the same time. Yeah, that's just how it works. When you're in a division with a team, you somehow manage to compete even if you aren't a good team. So that's just how it is. So I can see them beating the Chiefs. Well, not beating the Chiefs. Well, I can see them potentially beating the Chiefs again this season, maybe once. They did last year, so I can see them doing it this year. And then all of a sudden, they just somehow lose to a team like the Texans, even though I don't think they're playing the Texans this year. I hope the Bills get smoked by the Steelers. Let's go BMO. I actually don't. With the way the injuries are happening, I would like it. The Ravens have a good advantage here. I think who's taking on? I think the Bills are taking on the Vikings to start off week 1. The Bills, not the Bills. The Bengals are taking on the Vikings week 1, and I think the Vikings can take that one. Cleveland's got to go to Kansas City to start off week 1, and then Pittsburgh's got to go to the Bills. The Ravens have the Raiders. This will be a great way to get started and start off the season 1-0 because I think the Steelers and the Browns are not going to win their games. So I actually want the Steelers to lose to the Bills. We gotta find a way to try to win this division, man. It's not going to be easy. So this could be a situation where it's like, take advantage of this. Please take advantage of this. Which rookie quarterback do you believe will have the best season this year? That's tough. It depends on how it's going to go because, Trevor Lawrence is a starter. Zach Wilson's a starter. Mac Jones is a starter. Justin Fields and Trey Lance are not starters. If they get a chance to play, both of them can go off. I think out of the three, who's set up to succeed the most, or at least of the three, I really liked what I saw from Mac Jones. So I'm gonna probably pick Mac Jones, but Zach Wilson really showed me a lot, so I like him as well. But you know what? I gotta pick Mac Jones because Belichick was willing to make him the starter and get rid of Cam. That's how much that's how much faith Bill Belichick has in Mac Jones. We saw it in the preseason. There's something Belichick saw that made him make that decision. So I gotta go with Mac Jones. If Belichick's that confident in this man, gotta go with the rookie. Because he let Cam go and to made him the starter. So I got to go with Mac Jones here. Though Zach Wilson, watch out for Zach Wilson this year. I think he's going to be making some noise. And Trevor Lawrence is going to make some noise as well with the Jaguars, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I actually dislike the Bills and the Chiefs more than the Browns and Steelers. Yeah, we're more so starting to face off against them more. For me, I don't really hate them or dislike them that much. In fact, both their fan bases actually. Well, Chiefs fans rock with me, and Bills Mafia is starting to rock with me as well. So, in terms of the fan base, I ain't got no problems with them. In terms of the teams, I like Josh Allen. I like Patrick Mahomes. I still got my quote-unquote hatred for the Steelers. And the Browns, I never really had a hatred for them. I kind of just felt bad for them. So, them being good now, I like it. I'm cool with it. Raiders are one of the most interesting teams in the league, in my opinion. Their team is not bad at all, but the problem is that what's holding them back is most likely their future secondary and O-line. Yeah, their O-line isn't great. The secondary, even though they tried to make some fixes there, it's still not great. But most importantly, I think what's holding the Raiders back is coaching. I'm not a John Gruden fan. I have not been a John Gruden fan, and I said that the Raiders are not going to make the playoffs with John Gruden as their coach. Maybe one day they will, but I talked about, I was like, within the first 3 years of him being your head coach, you're not making the playoffs. And guess what? All 3 years, they've missed the playoffs. I think it's another year where they're going to miss the playoffs. I'm not a believer in this man, John Gruden. And I think his coaching is not good enough to help lead this team to a Super Bowl. So I just don't trust Gruden. So I don't really like the Raiders this year. This is kind of a hot take, but Deshaun Elliott and Patrick Queen will be the next Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Take a step back. We're not going to do that. Take a step back. Easy. Chill out. Easy. We ain't going to say that yet. Ain't going to say that. So what? Well, at this point, we could take it one step further, and we can have Odafe Owe be the next T-Sizzle. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. You think Tyson Williams will get 700 yards this year? It depends on how they're going to spread the carries between the backs, because if Le'Veon gets in the form, they may want to use him. And Devontae Freeman's already ready, so who knows how that's going to go. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm not exactly sure myself. Which fan base gives you trouble? I'm a Titans fan, and I love your videos despite our teams on bad terms lately. Well, our teams being on bad terms is what we want. The rivalry's back. The rivalry we had with you guys in the 2000s is back because we're both good enough to compete. So you ain't got to worry about that. But the team that gives me trouble, which fan base gives you trouble? I actually don't have a lot of fan bases that are giving me trouble. I would just say if there's a fan base that will end up giving me trouble because I've been talking so much trash about them, it would have to be Raiders. Yeah, I think the Raiders fans are not gonna like me. Especially not this season. Jimmy will get his starting role back until he gets hurt again. Then insert Stevens and Westry. I say, it could definitely happen. John Gruden, one of the most dumbest coaches in NFL history. It just feels like his way of coaching. Listen, the way he's coaching, he's treating it like it's 1998. This ain't gonna work out, coach. This ain't the 90s anymore, man. Change it up. Imagine that the Ravens will still find a way to make the Super Bowl. 808s and crab cakes, giving out a $3 donation. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the support. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate the $3 donation. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate the support, man. But back to the question. Imagine if the Ravens still find a way to make the Super Bowl. If the Ravens make the Super Bowl, we talking all sorts of trash. I'm not even joking. We are going to go off on some trash talk, man. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a bunch of videos talking trash. We're gonna have a whole live stream. I don't know how long it's gonna last. We just gonna be going through all of the receipts and just talking our trash. If the Ravens win the Super Bowl, every single Ravens fan is gonna act like a fool. We might have to get the Ravens roundtable together just so we can sit back and laugh at the rest of the league. It will be funny. We'll laugh at all the fan bases if we can win the Super Bowl. We'll act like a fool, and then we'll compose ourselves, and the following day we'll be fine. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is at the end of the day. I think you guys should use Le'Veon in the passing game more. Oh, yeah, that's definitely where they're going to utilize him because, that's why they brought him here. He's definitely going to be utilized there. We know what he did in Pittsburgh, so that'll be definitely a great place to bring him and utilize him for. He's a great receiving back. Use him with screen passes. I think the Ravens were planning to do that. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins talked about this. That was what he was planning to do. So that is what they're going to do. And since Dobbins is not there, Le'Veon can do it. They'll just put Le'Veon there. He'll now be utilized in the backfield. We should have kept Mark Ingram. If we knew these injuries was going to happen, we would have kept Ingram. But, hindsight is 2020. Gruden won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's team. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl with Dungy's team. He won that Super Bowl for two reasons. One, he won it with Dungy's players. Two, he was going up against the team he made. That system in Oakland, that was his system. He established that system. So obviously he's going to know the weaknesses in that. He's obviously going to be able to exploit that. That was the easiest Super Bowl any team's probably had. Like, dude, you're going up against the former team you coached. They didn't change up your system, really. You know all their plays before it's done. Even the players talked about it. They were like, man, we knew the plays they were going to run before they even ran them. Like, it was the easiest. It was just a simple move. It was the ultimate revenge game because he knew what they were going to do. Go back and rewatch that Super Bowl. Gruden knew what they were going to do before they even did it. Go look at how the defense was lined up. Go look at any audibles you were seeing Gannon or anyone making, like any audibles you were seeing the Raiders offense making. They already knew what was going to happen. Defense made adjustments. They knew what the Raiders were going to do before they even knew what they were going to do. It was Gruden's system. It was an easy pick for him. Not taken away from it. He still won that Super Bowl. Congratulations to him. But you were going up against the system you made. So obviously you know the weaknesses of that. So yeah, not to mention you had Tony Dungy's players, so you were good. If the Ravens have trouble this year because of injuries and the media blames Lamar again due to him being the quarterback, then what can Lamar do to shut them up? I mean, the only way he can shut them up is by winning a Super Bowl. That's it. And even then, they'll still talk, but he can silence them at least for a couple weeks. If MVP Lamar is back and the passing game is better, I think you guys can still make the AFC Championship game. No question. If we got MVP Lamar and the passing game is still vibing, we can make the AFC Championship game and maybe even get to the Super Bowl. But that is it with that. On a scale of 32 to 1, where do you think the Ravens passing will rank? I'll say 18th. Honestly, it's tough to rank. We were 31 last year. Well, yeah, we were 31 last year, I believe. So actually, I think we were ranked dead last year in passing attack. So I think you could probably get to maybe somewhere between the 21 to 24 range if everything is really vibing. If Lamar has really improved as a passer, which it really has looked like that from what I've seen in practice. If he's truly improved as a passer, which I believe he has, and the talent of the receiver lives up to the talent we see here and they live up to their potential, then yeah, we could probably be somewhere between 24 and 21. And maybe even less than that, but we'll see. They'll be a little bit more balanced, but we'll have to see how the passing attack goes there. Anyway, guys, this was fun, kind of. Well, this was needed. This was definitely needed. But I will have to cut the stream here because I do have to get myself prepared for Thursday Night Football. I got some things to take care of. I got to get the setup up. I got a whole new thing I'm going to launch when the game happens, so I got to get that stuff ready, but this was a good talk. We're going to be having a lot of talks this season, so prepare for that for the most part. But yeah, this was fun. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and tune in tonight, Thursday Night Football. I will be here live streaming the game between the Cowboys and Bucks. If you got any questions for me there, we'll definitely be able to talk about it there, but just tune in. We're going to be at it. We're going to be doing our thing. It's going to be fun. But once again, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. You guys are great. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this, and I enjoy doing this. So thank you guys for all you do, and we'll just continue to keep this grind up on keeping it real. And with that being said, I will see you guys for the Thursday Night Football game. I'm out of here, man. Peace.